your screen all the way down?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the brightness. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
You always keep it so much better.
No, it does this auto thing, so I can never.
It automatically does that?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
It auto adjusts to.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
And happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Happy podcast day. Guys.
Hey, Dana.
We're kind of all over the place today. Hey, Dana. Literally, I feel like I've lost my mind.
Jay's brain is full of a lot of things. What did you just do a minute ago?
I know, and then I was like...
It's like she was holding her phone. She was like, where's my phone? I can't find my phone. She's like holding it.
That's not what I did. I do that on the regular. It was something else. Did I?
What was it that you just did?
I don't know. I can't remember. Oh my goodness. Hey, everyone.
My brain is not completely there either. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Bonnie. Hey, Yizzy. Kathy. Laura.
Terry.
Robin. Hey, you guys. Hey, Julie. Hey, Rochelle. You guys, this is, I got to give a shout out to our VIPs, many of whom are here today for helping us. Since our brains have been all over the place, come up with a topic today. And unfortunately, quite a few horror stories have contributed to picking this topic.
Yeah, so sorry if it's a little Debbie Downer, but...
No, but it's going to be empowering. It's going to be helpful. It's going to help us...
help us all help our kitties. And that's that's what our only goal is, right? Is to help us all help our kitties. So let's just go ahead and get started.
Hey, Tina. Let's do it.
All right. Friday, are you going to join us?
Angel
my Princess Brianna.
Oh my goodness, our babies.
My love. You always join our podcast, and it makes me so happy.
My silky smooth sweetheart.
Welcome to episode number 0084 of Back in the Closet with the Two Crazy Cat Ladies. Guys, I had to just apologize in advance because my brain is, I want to say mush, but it's not mush. It's
very distracted right now.
It is so all over the place. There's a lot of stuff going on, and not just with like work, but there is a lot of stuff going on with work. We've got a big week coming up ahead, but then I also have some family issues that family health issues that we've been that's just been a struggle throughout the week, and it's been particularly the past few days
been hard to
forefront
focus
on mind, so it's like hard to focus on other things, but we and our lovely VIP group came up with a great topic for us to discuss today in regards to kitties and your kitties and our kitties and everybody's kitties, which is safety tips. Look at her. Oh my goodness, girl. Friday.
Safety tips, and we were sharing right before we started the podcast that it is a little bit of a Debbie Downer. Debbie is here, and she was like, I resemble that remark.
I resent that.
I resemble that remark.
That's funny.
But really, our VIPs helped us pick this topic, and there were quite a few very scary, heart-stopping stories that they shared.
Yeah.
So it started though because we were talking about the screens.
Yeah.
In our home. Is that why?
No, it's because Judy had an incident. Yeah, where her cats fell out the window. And luckily she was there and everything's fine, so everything's good. But it was a scary situation, and we've been there, so we get it. I want to start though by saying that I am consciously so excited about SuperZoo this week. Yeah, we have. The big pet convention.
Do a little rundown, yeah?
Yeah, big pet convention in town. I don't have my planner with me, so I don't know everything right now, but I think I've got them in my head.
Let me tell you the highlights that I know that are coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow begins this beautiful celebratory week with a Pam Roussel, beautiful Pam Roussel, who many of you know and love, hosting a radio show roundtable.
Yes. Discussion
tomorrow night. That's at 5 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah. So we are going to be a part of that, and we're going to be live on a Facebook page for that. So if you guys are catching this on Monday of our podcast, the day that we drop it, then you can still join us live tonight. And if you're not, then you can always go back and watch it because all of our lives are permanent on our Facebook page.
Yes, that's going to be super exciting. Then we get dinner out with girls.
And we're going to be talking about the trends in the pet industry, right?
For
and
cats.
how especially with cats, right? And how things are changing and how we see it changing and what's growing and what's maybe we should even grab some statistics for that if we can find them.
There's a few that's going to be a great topic.
And then we're going to do dinner with the girls. Nicole from Just Cats is also going to be a part of that, which we're really excited about. We love her so much.
I cannot remember. I feel like such an arse. Pam's friend who has the pet store in Georgetown.
I can't remember her name.
I'm terrible, but it's going to be the two of us, Nicole, Pam, and another brilliant, beautiful human that I cannot remember her name. Forgive me.
Not right now, but that's always because our brains are all over the place, but also we haven't met her yet. So after we meet you, Adrian remembers your name. I don't, but that's why I bring her with me to SuperZoo. I'm like, oh my God, because there's so many people that are like, oh my God, hi, so good to see you guys. I'm like,
so-and-so, and you're like, names, faces, names.
Adrian's good at being like, oh my God, yeah, from so-and-so. And I'm like, oh, yes.
We work together.
I don't remember faces or names.
By our powers combined, we somehow survive life. Tuesday is going to be super exciting because we get to go out to lunch with Scott, the dog dad.
No, that's Wednesday.
That's Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. Tuesday we're doing dinner with Kate Benjamin of House Panther, and we're really excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we
might have a special guest that evening.
We might have a special guest.
Yes.
And then Wednesday is our day to walk the floor. So it's a huge convention. There's a massive convention. Wednesday is always the day that we attend SuperZoo, like actually attend the event and go and see everybody that we want to see. So we just try to knock it out in like a matter of a few hours, and see all the people. There's not a whole lot of people this year, so I don't
know what it's going to be like. It's going to be strange.
Yeah. But our Lindsay's here now, and she, this is going to be her first experience at SuperZoo. So I'm excited that even though it's not going to be the exact same as every other year, I'm sure that the population, I'm sure the attendees are like scarce in comparison. In comparison to what it normally is, but still to be able to see kind of how it works and what everybody does and stuff like that, and introduce her to some awesome people. We're going to go over to Armor Cat's booth and meet them. We're excited because we're going to be doing some work with them soon. We want to meet the faces behind the brilliant companies. Dr. Becker's Bites is going to be there. We love them every year. We go see them, and Blair Becker and just the family, whoever is coming, and get to see them. And prior to that, we were going to go to lunch with Billy Hookman of Green Juju, which if you guys are in the pet health world at all, you know who Billy Hookman is. He's amazing. He used to be formerly with Answers, basically the face behind Answers Pet Food, and Scott Marshall, the dog dad, all over social media. So good. I don't think we've actually met him in person.
I find that hard to believe.
I know.
Like we've been friends for so long.
We have, and we haven't. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Because he didn't end up coming to SuperZoo in 2019, so it was like,
you guys, it's gonna be a jam-packed week.
It's gonna be.
Thursday is gonna have some super download secret stuff going on.
Yeah, we've got some we've got some secret photo shoots happening. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
With some very special people that are going to be in town, and then we have Pam is coming over to our place, and we're going to do like a 2-day mind jam session.
Our cats get to meet Pam.
Our cats get to meet her. We get to do like PJ mind jams, get in our PJs, talk about like different ways that we can really grow the holistic health industry when it comes to cats. And you know, it's just going to be, I think it's just going to be great.
It's going to be a rip-run week.
Yeah.
It's going to be
I got to get some grocery shopping done because we don't really have any groceries.
We'll get there.
But that'll happen this week.
Of course, none of this has anything to do with cat safety tips.
No.
But it is going to be such an exciting week, and I think we're going to be. I mean, I think our stories are going to be blowing up this week because we're going to try to keep.
Oh yeah, so yeah, you guys can follow our stories, and we'll keep you posted on all the stuff and things. So that's exciting.
Yes.
Now, to cat safety tips. So Judy had her cats today. 2 of them fall out of the window through the window screen, and it was a scary thing. Luckily she was there, so they didn't run away. It wasn't, too high up. I don't think it was on the 2nd floor, so it wasn't like too necessarily dangerous, but very dangerous if your cat runs away, right? So that prompted our story of our sweet Zorro boy, Black Panther, who a couple years ago climbed up to
was climbing on a screen on a second floor window.
And it fell out, and he fell with it and landed on our pergola, which is like the covered patio. It's not a covered patio, it's a pergola over our backyard. Luckily, there was something there to catch him.
Yeah, it was only like a 6-foot drop. It could have been much worse.
Yeah. But it was very scary. He was crying, and I had to get a ladder to get him, and it wasn't a fun thing. So we, got all new window screens. We got screen protections. We got
well, here's the thing though, especially when the listen to him right now.
That if you hear him, that's Zorro. He wants to go outside. I opened the window for him earlier.
Here's the thing: when it comes to windows and cats, we want to keep our windows open as much as possible when the weather is nice, when they get to smell and see all the stuff outside, and it's wonderful. We're big advocates of window perches and little window seats so your cat can bird watch and all of that. However, sometimes, and this is what we realized with Zorro, it is really important for us to do a screen check every year. We had screens that were probably 30 years old. I don't think they'd ever been changed. The house was built in 89, and some of them were very brittle. So when they were climbing the screens, they would actually rip, just because the screen itself was so old and brittle, they could actually tear a hole in the screen. And Lindsay was sharing a story about a cat seeing a bird on the outside and running after it, literally going right through the screen. So it was probably another brittle screen situation. Yeah. The screen didn't fall out. The screen remained in place, but the cat went right through what was probably an old or just a very weak screen. Yeah. So we went ahead and got all new screens installed at all the windows that we would open, even potentially open for.
And guys, we have like 14 or 15 windows, I think is the total in our house, like 14 or 15 windows.
We have a lot of windows.
I can't remember the total count, but it was like, that's a lot of windows. And it still only cost us like a couple $100 to get every single one of them done and reinforced. So it's not like, they do have the super expensive pet screens that are, I hear, fantastic. That wasn't in our budget, but new screens that are not brittle, and if it wasn't our budget, it'll probably last longer. And that's something that we'll do, but just getting new screens and reinforcements. They had reinforcements. They had little
screen
clips that you can get. You can get them at the hardware store, and you can put them in there so they help keep
They hook into the frame of the screen, and then will hook onto the actual wall.
But if you have cats that are super screen climbers or crazy kittens, then what we did was we screwed into the wall, to the window frame. We screwed those in. So the clips themselves, if they put enough force, even with the clip, they can still get out. So we reinforced those with screws. So
it also depends on the size of the window, because a lot of times when you install a screen, just because it's not going to be completely secure or framed in like a window is. So like our windows are 4.5 feet tall. So they would climb up the window halfway and it would bow out the screen. Climb up the screen halfway, it would bow the screen out. So they could actually just like shimmy over to the side and jump outside, which they have done. So we screwed them in. Yep, we absolutely screwed them in. Yep. So screen checks, I think, there's so many stories about cats being lost or cats. Are you going to go?
Oh my goodness.
Literally just.
Zorro's like, I know you're talking about me. He is a feisty little one this morning.
He just had
Let me show you. He just climbed
up to the top.
Oh, say hello.
Hi, Z.
Say hello. Yeah. He has to be center of attention. Boy. He loves to be center of attention.
Oh, I love him.
So yeah, but on the subject of windows, there are other things when it comes to windows that can be even scarier. And we've heard quite a few horror stories, even this week, about the blinds. So when you guys have blinds, they used to, I don't even know if they make them anymore, because the most recent ones we got,
new ones we got
just don't come with that. So
but blind cords.
But the cords,
the ones that close the blinds and pull the blinds up, they're usually tied together sometimes.
Yeah, and we've heard some really, luckily we've never dealt with any scary situations with our blind cords, but now we wrap them up and put them up where the cats can't even play with them. What are you doing up there, buddy?
He's just walking around.
However, we've heard scary horror stories of cats hanging themselves.
Especially those really thin Venetian blinds where they'll be climbing in the blinds and they'll get caught in the blinds themselves. Something to think about.
Yeah.
The cords themselves, I don't even want to say it though, that there have been some heartbreaking stories of finding cats that were trapped in the blinds or in the blind cords.
Yeah. Yeah. And so and Lindsay had, or no, one of our followers this week had told us a horror story about a cat that it was actually one of those basketball goals, like the little kids basketball
with the
nets, that the cat did the same thing and lost its life by getting stuck in the netting. In the netting. So
right, it's horrifying.
Yeah, but you wouldn't think of that. You wouldn't think of that.
Can I say this think of that as well? We did not have kittens for Zorro and Friday, who are now 3 years old, 3.5 years old almost. Mm-hmm. They were our first kittens in 16 years. Mm-hmm. And they were a revelation of the level of energy, the things that they can get into, the trash they will eat, the stuff they will climb, all of the stuff and things, the railings they will tiptoe on. We had never even thought about trying to cat-proof
our home.
A drop or
no, because we always had older cats and we weren't very active with them, and we, they were kind of lazy and we could get them to play sometimes, but we're learning stuff. We didn't know that cats could get into things that could be
so dangerous. Is it dusty up there, bud?
Probably. That could be dangerous to them. So there's a lot of things that, especially if you're getting a new cat and they're a young cat, that and even an older cat, any cat can get into these things, right? And deal with these things. But I think you get more of it when it comes to the younger cats.
Which reminds me too, we do work really hard to keep a good blog going on our website. And Lindsay really helped us there is a great blog on our website with like 10 tips for new kittens. And that is a great resource. I shoot that out. Tips. There's safety tips in there. I shoot that out to so many people because a lot of people are like, oh my God, I'm a new cat mom, or oh my God, I'm getting a kitten soon. Yeah. And this one really, it's a comprehensive list. Lindsay, thank you for that. That's on our website, twocrazycatladies.com.
TWO crazycatladies.com.
Just search kitten tips. And that blog will pop up 10 great tips. And a lot of those pertaining to safety as well.
Yeah. I mean, like the plugs, right? Like, we have never had this issue, but Lindsay did. And this is where your cat gets into a wire or a plug or some kind of electrical outlet and she had one of her kittens actually burnt half of their fur on their face off by getting into it. You think about, like, these are things that you have to think about if you're going to be a mom. Like, you have to think about, have you ever gone into, like, you child-proof your home? When it comes to kittens, we want to do the same. And you think about, our kittens are like forever toddlers, right? So
constantly curious.
Yeah. So
playing will test everything.
Yes. So these are good tips to think about when bringing in new kittens.
I know we didn't even think about that until Lindsay shared that we put the little cord plugs in when we got Jack and Madison. Not something we even thought about with Friday and Zorro.
Luckily, we didn't.
So we are learning and sharing as we go, my friends.
Yes.
I'm also thinking about cords in general. So this last year, having basically 2 sets of kittens at the time, we had 2 scary situations. Once where Zorro, the cats were playing and they went running up the Christmas tree, and ours is a pre-lit Christmas tree. I don't even know how we're going to deal with this year. So it's pre-strung. I know. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure how. We'll see. I mean, it would be like a week-long project to put up this tree.
I feel like we have a massive tree, like a massive.
It's a 12-foot tree.
It's like freaking like Times Square. Like, you might as well Rockefeller Center.
That's a little exaggerative.
but in comparison to our house, it's massive. It's like massive.
Yeah.
So
But Zorro went running at the tree, and then I realized he just stopped, and everything kind of like whatever. I go over, and he is stuck in the pre-strung Christmas lights.
Yeah, that are connected to the branches. So
right?
It just like
he
it got
through
loose.
A very small part and couldn't get his back legs through, and it was like a cutting off situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was able to actually pull the cords and put his leg through, and that was great. But it was probably a month later, yes, we keep our Christmas tree up for a long time, that Madison was running down the tree because Jack was chasing her off the catwalk, and they would run from the walk right into the tree. And she let out a sound that was horrifying. And I went up. Thank God she was at a place where I could grab her. She wasn't too far up the tree, which required grabbing a ladder and all that. And she was in so much pain that she immediately tried biting me, scratching me. I just said to Jay, never does.
Not even the other cats.
She is the most perfect lady. So I immediately had Jay unplug the lights and get scissors, and I just started cutting.
Yeah.
And got her because she was stuck very tightly.
Yeah.
That is something I'm not exactly sure how we're going to deal with. I mean, I think honestly, I remember thinking at that moment, we are never putting up another Christmas tree, which is not a realistic thing because Jay will buy a house based on where the Christmas tree is going to go.
That is correct.
So we will have Christmas, but we will figure out a way to make it safer for our babies.
Yes. Oh, and here you are now,
you
Angel. Hear us talking.
I was telling them about the time you got stuck in the lights, my love.
Yeah, and guys, there's so many other things that we don't think about that we didn't think about for so long. The chemical household cleaners that we use, the air fresheners that we use, the plugins that we use, all of this stuff we think is perfectly safe for our cats, and then all of a sudden your cat has a respiratory illness, or they're coming down with they're getting sick at a young age, and you're like, why? I don't get it. I'm doing everything else. I'm doing everything right. But we don't understand that everything that our cats walk on, they ingest. And not only do they ingest it, but when their paws are vascular, right? So as soon as they touch something on your countertops, on your floors, that is, whatever that is going to be directly absorbed into their bloodstream. So studies show that dogs and cats have some like ridiculous amount, like 3 times the human amount of chemical household cleaners within their bloodstream. And that's because we use chemical household cleaners, right? We use things like,
you're going to do some shout outs, aren't you?
No, I'm not. But chemical household cleaners, right? Floor cleaners, counter cleaners, all of these things. We need to think about how it's affecting our babies.
Well, and I think
same goes with the air fresheners too, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you know that the air fresheners and meaning candles, plug-ins, aerosol sprays, all of these like things that we use in the home that are chemical based, and a lot
even
of times
essential oils and wax burners,
even the essential oils like the not every essential oil, but the synthetic essential oils, which is not an essential oil, but synthetic fragrances.
But a lot of essential oils say that they're essential oils, but they're made up of many synthetic ingredients, which is why you've got to be careful when it comes to that.
Right. So that it is one of the leading causes and triggers for asthma and allergies in cats. And so if your cat's like always dealing with allergies or always dealing with asthma, check and see what you are exposing them to, right?
Yeah.
They can get respiratory failure from a simple plug-in. And it's like, how does that even make sense? It's not like I'm spraying it on them. Well, you think about where the plug is and then where your cat's face is and what that is doing, it's still letting off. My love. It's still letting off all of these chemicals into the air, and our cats have to ingest them far more than we do even. And they're not healthy for us either.
No. So I'm going to add some clay clumping litters to that. And a shout out to Annie with Healthy Pet Hacks. I just went to her Instagram page not long ago. She's got some great videos out there, you guys, that are so helpful. And she did one on litter, especially dealing with asthmatic cats and any cat that's having a respiratory issue, because the sodium bentonite, I can't go watch the video and you'll see it. The clumping component that is used in clay litters will actually expand. So you think about your cat grooming themselves, after they grooming all that dust off themselves, after they've been in the litter box, breathing that into their pulmonary system. You're dealing with a chemical that is expanding, so that can really cause a lot of respiratory issues and even digestive issues. It is something to think about.
Yeah.
And clay litters being one of the most popular out there, I think how often, when you bring your cat in for something, it's like, I'm not quite sure. Could this be an infection? Could this be what could this be? And you get them on all these other, and it could be something as simple as taking that litter out of their environment. Same goes for so many of those household cleaners. Now I feel like I'm just rambling. Sorry.
No, I mean, it's very important when you think about all the things that we use that we don't even consider being something that can harm your cats. And there can be, even like with pica, right? And not even pica. Like your cat doesn't have to have pica to accidentally ingest inedible items.
To be curious about eating something,
They're
right?
curious about things like strings. They might chew on them, and then accidentally, because they chewed them hard enough, our cat's our teeth are so sharp that they can chew through shoestrings. They can chew through things, and then if they ingest them,
phone chargers.
Phone chargers. It can actually be super scary.
Well, and you think about it. If you catch we call Friday our little dumpster diver. Now she does have her pica has improved, but
she
that
still
also
has to chew on
depends on.
plastic.
She loves plastic. She still loves string, and she
foot? Oh.
And she's a dumpster diver when she wants attention. So she will go and she'll eat whatever is in there because she knows that we will come running if we hear the trash can tip over. So you think about what's in an open or exposed trash can that super curious cats will get into. So we now have one that contains things like floss or whatever that we can close. She hasn't figured out how to open it.
Oh, yes, she has. There has been several nights where I wake up and she's knocked it over. And the lid came off.
Oh,
yeah.
Sneaky poo.
But she only does that to wake us up.
Yeah.
Like once we give her our attention, she's like, oh, ha, ha, ha.
She loves it.
Yeah.
She knows.
Yeah, she's a spoiled little one.
Yeah. But thinking about the things that your cat can ingest, cord chewers are another thing. I know a lot of pica kitties deal with that. And it really is a situation where constant vigilance is needed. Cord covers it can be very helpful. It becomes a major
and there's several ways where we can train our cats to not have these certain behaviors too,
which also takes diligence. I think clicker training is probably one of the most underutilized things for us, as well as many other people think you can't train a cat. Cat's going to do whatever they want to do.
You can absolutely train your cat.
No, go check out the Pet Girl on any social media platform.
Yeah, or Cat School.
Or Cat School.
Cat School on Instagram.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Cat School on Instagram. There is, not only is it incredibly mentally and emotionally stimulating for a cat to be trained, because they are always, it's like, we all know that our cats train us. Friday is a great example, right? Knock over the trash can if you want attention. Zorro does this crazy thing with the yelling and the hunting his little fuzzy ball when he wants attention.
Twist has a yowl as well.
Our cats train us. And I think that part of that is the fact that there is a poverty of us training our cats. They really do enjoy that engaged stimulation and like to be able to think.
They still get it by training us, but it's not as productive.
We can be a little more proactive.
I'm
saying we personally could be more proactive about it.
Oh, for sure. That's
like Lindsay clicker trains her cats. They do like high fives and fun stuff already.
Yeah, but we can also do that to deter certain behaviors, unwanted behaviors in our cats that could be harmful to them.
Yeah.
Right.
So, we just got a text today of like, how do I keep my cat off the cooktop, the stovetop?
Oh yeah.
Because that's another dangerous situation. You turn the burner on, it's hot up there.
Oh my God,
they
you
go
remember
walking
that horrible video? It was like one of those in-home videos where somebody had a candle. This is another reason. It's not even just the fact that it's going to really harm our cats' respiratory systems to use candles in the home, but even if you're getting one of those really safe, no synthetic fragrances, blah 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 candles, which we use sometimes at like the holiday season, very sparingly, but way out of reach of where our cats can get to them. This video, I don't remember where it was, but
it was just
probably
sitting on the
TikTok or
coffee
something.
table.
But they was sitting on the coffee table. The dog was like running around. The cat was just walking around the coffee table. You see the cat's tail hit the fire and then just light up, like literally go into flames. And oh my goodness, that was like, oh, you were just like, oh wow, like,
and it's on one of those like security cameras that's watching the
dog saved the cat, but yeah, it's super scary, and we want to, as much as possible. We're not saying like don't do anything cool for yourself, like just keep your cats in mind when you have, like we're tomorrow we're releasing a cat tip on EMFs, right? It's something that's constantly being studied. We know that the EMFs that come from our routers, our modems, frequencies, electromagnetic radiation actually is harmful to us and our cats, and even more so to our cats, being the little beings that they are. And so like keeping those out of reach of your cats. We're not saying shut off your internet. You can't do that. None of us can live without an internet.
Things, like we're online all day, every day.
We're not using it. Yeah.
Unplugging it. We're not using it, or putting the router away, not like down where they're going to be sleeping next to it or on it, like putting it up and away, little things.
Yeah.
I think the beautiful thing about just taking a minute to,
it's a little bit of, I became the prince of a town called
thinking about some of these Debbie Downer stories, it's, sorry again, Debbie. What's exciting about it is that it gives us the power to be more proactive, and we can, especially if we're about to be
say negative Nancy.
Negative Nancy's, that's better.
Unless there's a Nancy here, in which case we're very sorry too.
If you resemble that comment, we're sorry. But it helps to be a little proactive about these things, especially if we're bringing in young cats with that crazy curiosity and the energy that just made us realize on a number of occasions how not cat proof our home was, and how dangerous it could be in a lot of ways. So I think it's a positive topic in that it helps us be more proactive, and it helps us be more empowered about our cat safety in general.
Yeah, and just stay more aware. I think it's one of the biggest things is just
not negative, not cynical.
Don't be paranoid. That doesn't bring anything good, because if you're stressed, your cats are stressed. Studies show that too. So being paranoid and stressed and all of that, super helicopter mom, no. But be alert, be aware. So when you introduce certain things into the house, okay, is this going to be safe? We might bring it in for ourselves, but is this going to be safe for my cat? And if it could potentially not be safe, can I still use it and keep it out of reach of my cat? Dental floss, right? Like, I mean, if you have a cat that can eat your dental floss, then you want to make sure that you're throwing it away somewhere where they can't get to it, right?
Can I tell you one more thing? Because I see, I'm not seeing all the comments coming through, but I see Judy, whose cats inspired this talk today because they were the screen jumpers, asking about leaving out a bar of soap. Is that safe for cats? And I'm actually not sure. I'm a big fan of bar of soap myself, but I keep that in the shower. I'm not quite sure if...
Well, okay, it could be not safe, right? If you don't want your cats to lick soap. So if it's something that your cats could, if it's got chemicals...
Terry Shepard with exactly what I was about to say. Salt lamps.
I was going to say that too. I was thinking the same thing, Terry.
Salt lamps.
Yeah, with the soap thing. I was like,
oh, salt lamps.
Yeah, the Himalayan salt lamps, right?
We had a Himalayan salt
cutting
board
that we were just leaving out, and literally right at like day one of getting this, and we were like, let's just leave it out on the counter.
It's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. It's like we don't have to salt anything. It's healthy salt, so it's all going to be good. Then like literally one of you guys, beautiful people on I think our Facebook page, said, hey, do you know the story about that it just come out? And we have a Himalayan salt lamp, but it was always out of reach of the cats. But we didn't know that it was just out of reach of the cats because it's a place that they don't go to. But we loved it, but we had no idea that cats can get so addicted to that salt they can lick, and once they have like a lick or two, they can just like keep licking. They'll just keep going, and it is
cause salt poisoning, and it can kill your cat.
Yes, can be fatal.
So while they are so like something so beautiful and wonderful, right, for your home, like
and natural for us, can still be dangerous to your cats.
It. So amazing.
So we ended up having to give ours away.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So little things, y'all.
Yeah, but it's those little things that you just want to. If you don't know, look it up. if you don't know, ask us.
Well,
maybe
for us,
we'll look
like,
it up, because if we don't know, we'll want to learn something new to share with you guys.
Yeah, we want to share it.
Yeah.
I mean, and not to like we just said a minute ago, not to be negative, not to make you paranoid, not to be like worried all the time about what these hidden dangers are. This is just about being proactive.
There are other things,
thinking about things
that are perfectly safe for our cats that our cats can make unsafe for themselves, right? And we can't, I mean, we have a hanging cat condo, and our cats, for attention, love to jump up to the top, but they have like
it's too tall to jump down.
They do it, I think, only when we're around, because we will be their human shelf so that they can jump down on our backs and jump down on the floor. But you've seen Jack do it, where he didn't know, because it's at a slant. He's falling off and could have gotten his leg tangled up. And it's a perfectly safe thing, but they can also make it unsafe. So, I mean, it's not something you can necessarily, we can't fix everything, right? No. But we can be more mindful as cat parents so that we do it.
Well, and that's a good way to top off this podcast, is just, there are so many things, whether it's being mindful about what we're putting in our babies' bodies, if that's food, if that's chemical cleaners, if it's all of those things, or looking around and seeing what it is that our cats can get into. And so many times our cats will give us a little warning. If you catch, Twist never once has ever even tried to climb a blind. He's never tried to jump up on a railing. He's never tried to do anything like that. Jack is a different animal.
Right.
And he'll give us little warning signs about how could he even get into that? And this is a great way to be a little more mindful as we tune into each one of our cats' personalities independently of each other.
They're all different.
Of ways that we can make sure that they have a safe and happy home.
Yes. So that's going to wrap up podcast number 0084 of Back in the Closet with the Two Crazy Cat Ladies. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We will be back next week to tell you all about what happened at SuperZoo.
That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, because we never know. Like when it comes to the actual week, we set things up in advance, but when it comes to the actual week, a lot of stuff gets added on or pop up stuff.
Right.
So it's going to be exciting, and we get to learn a lot, and we get to
meet with
some amazing people. So we love you guys so much. Thank you for joining us. Hit that subscribe button. Leave us a comment. Let us know if there's some subject that you want us to discuss. We will discuss that on our podcast. So leave us a comment. Let us know, and please always subscribe. We love you guys.
Thanks for hanging out. We'll see y'all soon. Bye, y'all.
Is he still up there?